Now, we are going to see names which are related to the Lord, which showcases that He is the icon, the personification of Dharma. Dharmo Vigrahavan, we say of Rama. How does it come? 471th Nama. Vatsaraha, Atha Dharmatma, Purushartha Vyavasthapanaya Sarvantar Vasatiti Vatsaraha. Now, for those of them who desire phalam, especially of dharmam, he becomes the antaryami to all of them by staying in them and inducing more knowledge and interest towards dharma. Since he is the antaryami to all and induces them into dharma, he is called as Vatsaraha. The next nama is Vatsalaha. The earlier one was Vatsaraha. This is Vatsalaha. The Ra becomes La. Now, Chiram Parichiya Manishvapi Sharanagateshu Kasyapi Hetoho Sadhyav Prasuteshviva Vatseshu Sahunkaraha Sapana Samstvanatana Vedanaha Kinkaravyatakula Dhenava Iva Sambhramyatiti Vatsalaha. Now, like a cow that has given birth to a calf, how much of love it will shower on that calf? It will start licking it, it will start kissing it, it will start moving over it, milk will start coming. Like the cow which has delivered a calf, even the Lord who has delivered us will act like the cow, showering love on us. Since He has got that inbuilt, innate, natural love like a mother flowing towards a child upon us, He is called as Vatsalaha. The next nama is Vatsi. Evam Nityaposhyatma Varga Bhuyastvat Vatsi. So, for those of them who have been nourished by the love, he becomes the one who provides that love to nourish those children who are dependent upon him. So, this love gets transformed by distribution amongst his children. Since he does that, he is called as Vatsi. The next one is Ratna Garbhaha Teshu Dhanartibhyaha Pradeya Dhanadhikyat Ratna Garbhaha. For those of them who desire riches, I want the sapphires of Sri Lanka, I want the rubies of Myanmar, I want the pearls of Tuticorin, I want the corals of the reef of Australia, I want the diamonds and gold of South Africa, Kimberley and Johannesburg. So, if people desire the wealth in these forms, the Lord grants it. Since He grants it, He is called as Ratna Garbhaha. The next nama is the 475th nama, which is Dhaneshwaraha. Tattadishta dhanadane ashukaritvat dhaneshwaraha. He grants wealth to those people who desire it, so that now they will experience the wealth that they have got. At one point in time, they may realize that this wealth is impermanent and devotion to me is permanence. Then I will guide them to Him. So, He initially grants wealth. This process of granting wealth will come as per our Purva Janma Phalam or the Dasha which is happening in our Jatakam. Nevertheless, He is the one who grants it. So, He is called as Dhaneshwaraha. Next is Dharma Gup. Dattavapyarthakamau Durvishayan Nirvatya Tabhyam Hita Dharma Rakshanat Dharma Gup. So, he protects dharma so that artha and kama are given more importance initially and they are granted. Since he is able to showcase dharma only when required and gives the rest, he is called Dharma Gupu. The next nama is Dharma Krit. Evam sarvan dharmikayan akaranad anugraha hetum dharmam karoti iti dharma krit. Now, he ensures that the devotees who have sought asylum in him, as much as possible, he induces the knowledge in them to follow dharma. Since as much dharma is performed here, he is called as Dharma Krit. Next is Dharmi. Prasiddhopi dharmasya sarvasadharanotpakaranam iti dharmi. Now, he uses the dharma as the one that will tame all of his devotees. Now, he also feels prasiddhopi dharmasya sarvasadharanopakaranamiti. So he uses this as an instrument. So dharma is used as an instrument to correct all the wrongs in the world. So the one who uses dharma as an instrument to correct and bring about a rejuvenation to the world is called as dharmi. The next nama is sat. Ukta dharma prashasta tattvat sat. The one who is the personification of the best of all things, which is dharma. Dharma is not in him. Dharma is him. Dharmo vigrahavan adharma viratim. In this is Srimad Ramayanam. In Sri Mahabharatam, there is a vakyam. Yecha veda vido vipraha, yecha adhyatma chetasaha, te vadanti mahatmanam, Krishnam dharmam sanatanam. Yecha veda vido vipraha. For those of them, yecha veda vido vipraha, those brahmanas who desire knowledge. Yecha adhyatma chetasaha, those who are interested in initially the action. The first part was action, now in the knowledge associated with the action. Yecha veda vido vipraha karma yogam. Yecha adhyatma chetasaha jnanam. Both together, te vadanti mahatmanam, Krishnam dharmam sanatanam. For Rama we say dharmo vigrahavan. Here we say sanatana dharma is Krishna. So as personified as dharma is sat. Next is aksharam. Evam nitya nirupadhika sadbhava sadgunyabhyam sadaksharam. Now, he is the personification or a repository of all dharmas and gunas that we know of. Since he is the treasure trove of gunas and the dharma, he is called as aksharam. There is no deterioration. There is no diminishing. He will not become volatile. He is there, here to stay. Avikaraya, Shuddhaya, Nityaya. So he is called as aksharam. Next one is 481st nama, which is asat. Aprashasta papa prasakteshu asat. So, he who does not stay permanently with those people who indulge only in sins. Sins he has indulged. If he seeks remorse, the Lord is there to help him. If he doesn't seek so, many chances will be given. The Lord will not stay. I am not saying he will not be antaryami. His mind will not be there in presence of such devotees. So he is asat. Next is aksharam. Sadasaksharam. So we say sat aksharam, asat aksharam. So asat aksharam. So how is this asat coming? Aprashasta papa prasakteshu asat. He does not stay with those people who commit sins. So the one who does not stay is asat. Next is asataksharam. Ksharam cha asatam nitya niravadhika bhavadurita pradatvat. So if they continue to perform sins which is not only affecting them but the family, society and the nation, in that case when the person becomes the cause of turmoil for the other person, he gives trouble to them. So he is called as asataksharam. Next is 483rd nama, which is avijñāta. What does avijñāta mean? Sadhushva paradhanantanapi drishtva cha dandayati kshamate cha iti naitavadeva kintu tesham avijñāta. When his devotees who are very intense, true, honest, sincere, loving, by mistake if they perform mistakes, the Lord will not turn and say that I have noted your mistakes. He will just overlook them. He is not aware of whether such things have happened. So the one who does not know whether the things which are not desirable to him have happened because in connection with the devotees is called avijñāta. Next is sahasramshuhu. Athacha sarvajñaha sahasramshuhu sahasra parimita amshavo jnanani asya iti sahasramshuhu. So whatever is left, which is not cognizant to our mind, which we have discussed with respect to dharma, artha and kama, whatever is left, in that case he becomes the knower of all. So he is called as sahasramshuhu. So next is vidhata. Na chaivam papa phala niyata tanniyamaka yama tadyadanayo bhavat kshamayam api kritaparadham badheran tesham api tadadhinatvat. So he will ensure that Yama does not trouble us, because our jurisdiction, the jurisdiction of a Vaishnava, comes under Vishnu himself. So Yama Bhattas, the servants who serve Yama, are not at all important. In that case, the concept of Yama is not important, says Adi Shankara. Kriyate tasya yamena na charcha bhaja govindam bhaja govindam bhaja govindam bhaja govindam bhaja govindam bhaja govindam govindam bhaja Mudhamate kriyate tasya yamena na charcha. You don't have to debate with Yama. So that concept has been put here as vidhata. Next is kritalakshanaha. Kritam hi tena lakshanam upadeyanam. Now, for those of them devotees who want to seek asylum at his feet, he gives the insignia to them. Let us take the Shankha Chakra Lanchanam, which is Samasrayanam. That is an insignia of his. He is holding the Shankham and Chakram and asking his devotees to wear insignia as a part of the process. Hence he is called as Kritalakshanaha. Next is Gabhasti Nemihi. Gabhasti Nemihi is Bhāsvara Sahasrara Chakraha Gabhastir Deepyate Jyotirmayam Nemi Lakshitam Chakram Yasyeti Gabhasti Nemihi. So what does Gabhasti Nemihi mean? The 1,000 spiked huge chakra which exudes fire and radiance, that is held by him. So he is called as Gabhasti Bihi, Gabhasti Nemihi. Next is Satvasthaha. What does Satvasthaha mean? He says, Bhaktanam Hridaye Sthitaha. Once he has recognized that these are the devotees to me, he stays in the minds and hearts of them. So he is called as Satvasthaha. 489th Nama is Simhaha. Yadida mavadinto yamadayaha tāna prakritavat dharshayeyuhu tāna hinastiti simhaha. So, towards his devotees, he will ensure that Yama and the other deities do not trouble them, torment them in their life. He will ensure that for his devotees, he creates a conducive environment to channelize their thoughts on meditation, acquiring knowledge. So the one who becomes the Simha, the lion to those who torment his devotees, is called Simha. The next one is 490th Nama, which is Bhutamaheshwaraha. Bhuteshwaranam Brahma Yamadinam Apiniyanta. The one who controls Brahma, Shiva, Indra, Yama and the other deities, so that he gives a very peaceful world and a peaceful life to his devotees, is called as Bhutamaheshwaraha. Next is 491st Nama, which is Adi Devaha. Tesham api karanam tadabhi bhava patu pratyapascha Adi Devaha. For all of them, he becomes the karanam. He becomes the cause. Since he becomes the cause for all, be it Brahma, Shiva, Indra, Agni, Vayu, Yama and so on, he is called as Adi Devaha, the first one who is said to have come for all these deities. Next is 492nd Nama, Mahadevaha Taihi Kridanakaihi Kanduka Dibhiriva Kridatiti Mahadevaha. He uses them as balls. Like how a child plays with balls, he uses all the gods that I have mentioned as balls. So the one who treats this as a game becomes Mahadevaha. Next is Deveshaha. Tesham Swami Cha Deveshaha. Once things have settled and they are known, he becomes the Swami, the leader, the one who accepts services. So he is called as Deveshaha. Next is Devabhrit. Tesham Yatharha Viniyoga Kshamaha Tāna Bibhartiti Devabhrit. Now, based on his interest, what lasts and what doesn't, what is good and what is not, based on his interest, he tries to channelize their work. He tries to manage their work. Hence he is called as Devabhrit. Next is 495th Nama, which is Guruhu. Tesham Vedaihi Swaswadhikara Bodhanat Guruhu. So he becomes the teacher, the Acharya, Swadhikara Bodhanat. Now, in the Vedas, which is given instructions and knowledge common to the entire society, he is the one who dispenses that knowledge. The knowledge will not come by itself. Somebody has to tell us. Somebody has to explain to us. Somebody has to beautifully bring out the nuances. Then he becomes the one he is called as Guruhu. Swa andhakaraha rutan nirodhakaha. In Sri Ramavataram, he gave importance to a guru. That is why the guru's grace, Matanga's grace fell on Shabari. That is why Rama did not grant moksham to Shabari. He thought, let her guru's grace itself take her. Shabari moksha sakshi bhuta, says Vedanta Deshika. He was just a witness. In Krishna Avataram, we see him rise as a Gita Charya, the one who dispensed the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. Hence he is called as Guruhu. The next one is 496th Nama, which is Uttaraha. Evam Brahma Dera Surapaduttaranat Uttaraha. Now, for those risks, disadvantages that come because of Brahma and Shiva. For example, Brahma granted boons to Ravana. Brahma granted boons to Kumbhakarna. Brahma granted boons to Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. Then they start tormenting the world. Then there are worries. The Lord is who is able to put an end to all of this. Lord Shiva gave boon to a Bhasmasura, who thought, I will give Shiva in return. So in such cases too, the one who is able to bring solutions to the problems is called as Uttaraha. The next one is Gopatihi. Asesha Chandobhasha Veshavang Nirvahakaha Gopati. Go is Vak, the ability to speak. So he says, Gopatihi, the one who is able to bless his devotees with the knowledge of the speaking, the vocabulary, the grammar, the chandas, the niruktam, the articulation. All of this, the shadangas of Veda, is called as Gopatihi. Go denotes speaking, so it is all associated with eloquence. The next one is the 498th Nama, Gopta. Evam Sarva Vidya Palanat Gopta. For all the forms of knowledge, he is the one who controls and supports them. He protects them. Since he protects all forms of knowledge, he is called Gopta. Next Nama is Jnana Gamyaha. Paravidya Vedyaha Samadhi Gamyo Jnana Gamyaha. For to a person who wants to realize the Lord, he becomes the one who showcases Paravidya. There are so many kinds of Vidyas. And when our Acharyas have quoted, they say 32 Brahma Vidyas. Through one of them, through two of them, or through all of them, he is able to give that realization to his devotee. Since he gives that, he is called Jnana Gamyaha. Next Nama is Puratanaha. Nedam Vidya Pradyotanamadhyaiva Kintu Pratikalpamiti Puratanaha. In the earlier kalpams, in the earlier stages, he is the one who has come over and shown and explained every Vidya. It is not as if he has given a book. In earlier times, every Vidya was explained by him. So, he is called as Puratanaha. The next Nama is Sharira Bhuta Bhrit, which is Sharira Bhutam Tattvajatam Bibharti iti Sharira Bhuta Bhrit. Now, in his body, what does he support? The Chetana Tattvam, which is the Jivatma. The Prakriti Achetana Tattvam, which is the Achetana. So, be it the Chetana or Achetana, he supports this Prakriti Mandalam. So, he is called as Sharira Bhuta Bhrit. Next is Bhokta Hayashiro Mahat Havya Kavya Bhujo Vishnur Udakapurve Mahodade. For whom is Havya given? Devas. Who is Kavya given? The Pitrus. Havya Kavya Bhujo. So he is the one through the Hayashiro. Haya is horse, Shiro is head, neck. Hayagriva denotes through the form of Hayagriva. When Havya and Kavya is offered in a yajna, the Lord accepts it. So he is called as Bhokta. He consumes it.